Hello Aries and welcome to your Avalon Rituals Tarot. My name is Julia, thank you so much for tuning in, and we're gonna start with your tarot for January 2020, the new decade. So at the bottom of the deck, or not bottom of the deck, but in the center of the reading, we have the Two of Water. The Two of Water is a soulmate card, so it is all about love, though it could also indicate a partnership in general, which could mean a friendship or a business partnership. But as I've said, most of the time this is love and romantic feelings, and also the soulmate card. So either you're going to meet someone who feels like a soulmate, or you are already with your soulmate, or you think about a relationship that is coming back from the past, because the Six of Water, which is crossing the Two of Water, means memories from the past. Something from the past is coming back. So this can indicate that at the moment you are processing memories from the past, maybe a relationship that you had in the past with your soulmate or with one of your soulmates. It's not just the one soulmate. So either you are processing this. It can also indicate that you are meeting someone actually from a past life. So maybe your soulmate is now coming in and you see him and you definitely immediately feel like you know this person, because you do. You know him from many other lifetimes. It can also indicate that the relationship you are in right now is a past life relationship, or that maybe things are coming back emotionally that you haven't looked at yet, and that it's now time to heal them. So maybe you are now in a situation where you are like, you know what, this situation is reminding me so much on this relationship I had and the other, and there just feels something similar. It feels like there's a theme and it's repeating itself again. These are your patterns that you can observe, and there's always, so relationships are always showing us our unhealed parts. Well, this can be quite uncomfortable, but actually if we jump into it and do the work and look at ourselves in an honest way, then there's so much potential for healing. So having these two cards can also indicate that you are suddenly aware of some patterns in your life, in your love life, in your relationship life, and you're suddenly like, oh no, now I should really look at this to not repeat it in the future. What do you leave behind? You leave behind the Wheel of Fortune. So 2019, right? So that was a year. There happened so many things, so many eclipses during the summer season. That already was a big catalyst for change, and it feels like, actually this feels like the card of the year 2019. But also it signifies that you have done a lot of work, and now you're like, you know what, I am done with those lessons from the past. I have done a lot of clearing, a lot of cleaning, a lot of healing, a lot of growing. I'm not the same person as I was a year ago when the year started. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the wheel and I'm gonna turn it myself, and I'm gonna go into another direction because I have done the work. That's your energy. You have done the work. You leave a lot, also karma. I get karma. You leave karma behind. You leave old lessons behind. There's so much growth that happened within you in the last year. Also regarding the topic of relationships, because we have Two of Water and Six of Water here. So it is about the patterns in your relationships, or about past life relationships, about soulmate relationships, anything in this topic of relationships really. You have turned the wheel. What's in your mind? The Strength card. So what I want to say here is that I have 5 major arcana. So this means it's a big tarot. It's not just like, oh yeah, it's a bit fluffy here. No, 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 no. Major life changes, major lessons, and a lot of growth. So Strength card. Inner strength through self-control. She is taming the lion through gentleness, through love and compassion, but she's also really strong within herself. So if it's about pattern that are coming back from past relationships, and you're suddenly like, oh, I see what I do. Or if you are still processing a past relationship, control your instinctive center. And I sometimes call the inner child the instinctive center, because sometimes our inner child and our wounds are like a wounded animal that are just playing out. They are not rational, they are not logical, they are just instinctive. And that's when we get triggered. And we suddenly explode, or we go into aggressive communication and conversation, and we do things that are, well, not really healthy. But we can control these things, and this is inner strength through self-control. So this means no matter what comes up, try to control yourself and your triggers, because it's not making it better if you always react in the same way, and if you always act aggressive, and or whatever your tactic is. Because when we get triggered, everybody has a slightly different tactic. Some people withdraw, some get very offensive, or some get very aggressive in the way they communicate, or harsh. And observe yourself. When you feel you get triggered or there's something to work through, observe yourself, feel what wants to come up, go through the emotions, don't push it away, and just feel and observe. And if you are in a relationship with another person and something comes up in a relationship, what you can do is, if your partner is able to do this with you, so what you can do is be like, listen, I feel triggered now. Try to communicate gentle, open, honest, without blaming. Just be like, listen, what you just said to me, that triggered me, and I know it has not so much to do with this situation right now, but I remember this from the past. I had these situations already a couple of times in my life, and I would really like to work through it. So this is me sharing, and please help me to work through this pattern. And this is how we can create a safe space within a relationship. And this is also when the other person is able to do these things as well, because we all want to be heard, we all want to be seen and understood. And if you're able to share your truth in a loving, compassionate way, a gentle way, inner strength, don't let your inner tiger run away with you. That's what I would say in German. And control this instinctive center. And it creates such a beautiful environment if we are both partners are able to share and to receive and to be received. And what's the bottom of this reading? We have the Queen of Swords. Chop the heads. That's what I always say when I get the Queen of Swords. Okay, so I just said be gentle, and now here's the Queen of Swords, or Queen of Air in this deck. Well, this means you have learned boundaries. You have learned to be very clear. You have learned, you've gained inner strength. You became the queen through all the experiences of the past. You are now the Queen of Air. And you have gained some wisdom, and you don't take any bullshit anymore. But gentle, my love, gentle. So she has freed herself from the shackles. She has cut not the heads, but the shackles off. And she is very clear. She's the Queen of Clarity, the Queen of Communication. She is the Queen of Boundaries. So it seems like you have had major life lessons that brought you into this queen, into this power. Gentle. Compassion. Also, of course, compassion for yourself. We shouldn't forget this. So what's in the near future? The near future is the Messenger of Water. So the Messenger is, of course, a messenger, but while the pages are more like an impulse. So the Page of Water could be the start of a flirt, something that is exciting, that stirs your romantic feelings a little bit. The messenger is already, that's the knight on the horse with a cup and he's presenting the cup to you. So this could mean with opening up in this way and with creating the safe space, you allow also the other person to come closer to you, to let the other person step closer, take a step closer towards you. And that's where you meet each other in the middle, and where he is like, or she, your partner, is like, oh, I have a safe space here to share and to be received as well. So I feel like that's a beautiful card, because that's a super mature, progressive way of dealing with conflict and triggers in relationships. And that's beautiful, to create this safe space so the other person feels also, feels also like he or she wants to get closer to you, and that can create such an intimacy and such a closeness and such a connection in a relationship. And that's a really beautiful card to have. Okay, you're in. What's your card? Okay, Aries, your card is the Tower. Well, I feel strongly this card is you doing this, and you're like, you know what, everything gone, everything clean, I'm gonna start new now, and now I'm gonna build my foundation, and now I will build something that is really solid, because I have turned the wheel, I have done the lessons, I have grown, I'm more mature now. I hold the space for loving, gentle, compassionate relationships within me, the balance of the divine feminine and masculine within me, but also this reflects back into my outer relationships. So that's a beautiful card in this. Usually the card of the Tower is like, oh no, the Tower. But in this case it does feel so beautiful. Like, yeah, you have cleaned everything. And you're like, you know what, I'm gonna build better now. Thank you very much. And the beautiful thing is, oh, this beautiful, the reading is amazing, because what's in your environment? In your environment is a Chariot. The Chariot is pushing forward. It's like, you know what, I'm done with the past. I'm done with everything there. I want to push forward. How do you push forward? Focus, determination, willpower, and balance. Because we have two horses that are pulling the Chariot, and one is black, one is white, and if they go left and right, the Chariot is going nowhere. So what you need to do is balance the two forces, which could mean the mind, the heart, the emotions, the intellect. Get in balance, and then focus, determination, and then you're going to shoot forward. And that's the energies that are around you, so take the energies. That's amazing. We have as the next card the broke my little toe, and I need to be a little bit mindful with the movements I make with my body. Anyway, that was just not so good. Anyway, we have the Emperor here as the advice card. So the Emperor is the divine masculine. It is structure, it's organization, it's making a plan. Also, it's a number 4, and the number 4, did you hear the sirens? So listen now, attention, sirens. Like 4, that just smashed me out of this. Anyway, so 4. The 4 is a number of structure, of a step-by-step plan of working, of hard work. Well, I don't like the term hard work, but sometimes you need some kind of consistency, and really to lay down a plan for the new solid foundation, and follow this plan through, and be determined and be focused on this. And it seems like this can of course mean that there is the Emperor in your life now. It can mean that you have balanced the masculine energies within yourself, or it can mean these are the qualities that you need right now. So make a plan, focus. What is it that you want to create and manifest in 2020? Make a plan, sit down, visualize, and follow the plan, and get to work. For the outcome, I have pulled 3 cards. So what's the outcome? One thing is the 6 of Earth, and that's a give and take balance, and I feel like this relates already back to what we said earlier, creating a safe space in relationships, being able to communicate gentle, being able to communicate with compassion, to also receive the other person. Of course, that also means you need a partner who can do the same, because if the partner is still not mature enough to do the things, then, well, you can work as hard as you like to make the person understand how to communicate in conflict situation or in situation of triggers. If the person is not ready for this, then, well, that's a bit difficult. But this card means as an outcome that you have managed to clear the energies within you, and so the energies around you are going to clear, and that means there is a balance of giving and taking, there is a balance and receiving and being received, and there is new clarity as well. There is new clarity, new insights, a new fresh start. This is given to you by the divine, so everything that happened here was something that brought you back into new clarity about what is it that you truly want, new ideas, new enthusiasm. Maybe even everything that happened has literally set the course for a new future. And maybe you would have been on a completely different path now if the things that you worked through would not have happened this way. But this is the outcome of the reading, and this is the outcome for the reading for January 2020. You have now new clarity, and that's really beautiful. And the next card, as I've said, I have 3 as the outcome here, is you. You are the Queen of Fire. So the Queen of Fire is positive, is a bit magical. The Queen of Fire is passionate, and it feels like this card represents you, and that you are now in your queenly power again. Or, well, if you are a man, maybe you have balanced the feminine aspects of you. So that's a beautiful card to have at the end. So yeah, I think that is a really good start for January 2020. If you like the video, if it resonates with you, please let me know and do a comment below the video. Subscribe, like, share this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next month for February 2020. Mwah.